So Virgo, feeling a little knocked off balance because of a major, well, hopefully not major, but a loss. And lost your identity to a degree. A little bit of chaos around you, but you're going to find it through your inner strength. And you're going to find the way to make things work without taking things personal. Sometimes we have chaos in our life, and it's about navigating through, around, or getting creative with it. And a lot of times it's going to source. So we're going to take that on. Stay tuned. We're going to talk all about it. Okay, Virgo, it is time to do love and relationships. And who knows what the cards want to say? Sometimes there's a lot of love, sometimes it's just relationships. You know, there's love in everything. It doesn't always have to be the romantic type. Although most people are always interested in that, and that's what they want because it's kind of an addiction thing and self-worth. You know what? I'm going to stop there because it can sound judgmental. There's lots of reasons why people are looking for love in all the wrong places. Anyway, this communication, this is your relationships. Could be love, could be just relationships that are important to you. So let's take a look at what the cards want to talk about. If you haven't, check out your general reading, the regular one. We always do 2 readings for each sign, if I get to them, which I like to try to. Like I said, I already shuffled a whole bunch, but we'll do one more, just to make sure. I don't like to do that on the table, because it's kind of hard on the microphones. All right, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Good. All right. Just reflecting upon the reading that we just did for the general. And now let me just straighten these up, take a 10-second look at them. I'll be right back. Okay, Virgo, we've got interesting cards because, you know, this is the love and relationships reading, but yet there is one here that's about, you know, the relationships type card. It's I don't know, let's see if I can put this up here if it will. Okay, so we do have this one with the youthful getting together, kind of Romeo and Juliet card, but the placement of it is not saying, you know, grand success with that. All the rest of the cards here are not focusing on romance. So if you're looking for romance, it's not necessarily in the cards for you, as they would say, at the moment. But let's talk about some of the energies around you. The one thing that I'm a little concerned with is that something has kind of knocked you off, and you had a level of a loss, a death, a loss, a conclusion to something that made you kind of lose your identity a little bit, your of who you are, and it got you a little bit off balance. I mean, the death card can be a natural progression into an ending of something, but this one was a little funky and you know, wasn't really a great ending per se, and it knocked you off, like I said. Basically, because of that, I think that there's been levels of taking some stuff personally. But the good news is it looks like you're going to, in your environment now, there's levels of judgment, but there's also second chances for forgiveness. Forgiveness of letting these wounds, letting these things that people said to you, these swords stabbed in your chakra and your back, letting them go, letting them go. People are under a lot of hard times and a lot of stress, and they can do and say things that are just crappy. I do see, yes, just like in your general, I do see like a lot of energy around you where people are wanting to fight, or, God, that's not a good word. It just, not necessarily allowing things to go smoothly. A lot of like no's, and so that's hard when you're trying to get some things done. You had a lot of pentacles, and that's that you're trying to do, but you're getting a lot of like, stop, and it's kind of difficult. Let's try to go through some of the positives. The one thing that I do see is there's sort of an older brotherly figure that sees you very clearly. He's a very wise person. You are seen. It's not that you're not seen. You are seen. Sometimes it feels like we're not seen and not appreciated, and you can be, people not want to argue and want to get their way and just want to tell you no, and you can be overburdened with all the actions and all the things that you want to take on and not appreciate it. It's pretty hard to be in really great mushy love relationships when you're feeling unappreciated, and I don't want you to feel that way, but there's just some things recently, some endings that knocked you off, and so your nature is a little off. This is the Empress, this little unbalanced. Like, she's Mother Nature, and we really are encouraging you to go into your hermit state once again. Really, to go into your intuition, to go into your inner of what you truly want. You are getting some information about the wands, but honestly, I cannot tell if this is an offering or what's happening with this one card that has the potential for a youthful love connection, or maybe it's even just flattering, or to a degree, when someone of a youth or a youthful type of information comes forward with this youthful card of crush, Romeo and Juliet type feeling energies. But the whole rest of it is a lot of working out things in your basic life. So let's talk about relationship and your communications. The one thing it does say is, get your house in order, get your things the way you want them to be, inspire yourself. If you've lost levels of your identity and feeling whole because being knocked off with certain endings, one thing that can be really great is to get into the environment card and the pentacles of making your sanctuary and, being giving energy to your animals and love. And if you're feeling dissatisfied, it's there for you. It's like this card is one where the guy is feeling, let's switch that over. The guy is feeling quite a bit unsatisfied with these cups that are before him, and he's got this one that's being offered to him, but he just doesn't quite see it because he just can't pay attention to it. But it's there, and your angels and guides are giving it to you, but you're unsatisfied. We don't want to do that. We want to pay attention. So pay attention to your inner guidance and make it happen for you. I'm trying to sound positive with this. It doesn't necessarily sound real positive, but maybe some of the things you need to hear. Be open in your hopes and fears. It does view that this Page of Wands does have some good news, some good energy coming towards you. You can either look to the future with that, or you can hold on and double down on old ways of the past. I wouldn't do it because it doesn't feel like you feel real solid within your identity right now. And normally, like, Virgos and Leos know who they are. Very different energies. But yet those two, they know who they are and are not apologetic to the world, even though the world might want them to be apologetic. So anyway, you're a little knocked off kilter. In the future, it looks like there's the possibility of two things happening. Either this workforce, once again, is going to start figuring out how to resolve things or it's going to continue in chaos. Otherwise, you're going to have to figure out how much of that are you going to take personal and how much of that are you going to be involved in, or are you going to find new methods? Are you going to be part of the solution where the chaos, because there's a lot of chaos right now, I don't know why. And it does say that there's going to be kind of like a new action put forth, but yet it's rejected. And, I think you might want to look into your long-term goal for your state of mind and your relationships, and look at the long term, because you're getting a lot of short-term no's, and some people that are, I think, just kind of dissatisfied with their own lives. And when you see that, well, it's not fun when you have to deal with it, but it's constant. That's what we do here. We have to deal with tons of people. And Virgo, boy, I'm with you when it comes to I wish I didn't have to, in a lot of ways. Sometimes you can see everybody and everything and all the chaos and all the decisions that people are choosing. You're like, really? Really? But that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. So try to look at the bigger picture. It really is saying, once again, for you to go into the hermit state. Go to your inner self to figure out what you want to do and what you want to get accomplished and those relationships. There's just a lot of people right now that are having chaos, and you're going to have to find grace and forgiveness, because it doesn't look like they're wanting to change their ways at the moment. I don't know what that's all about, but sometimes it just lasts a little bit longer than what you'd like it to. One thing that is helpful is I've seen in many, many cases that when you are the one that handles things the best, you're very appreciated in the future for your resolve and grace and finding the solution when everybody else just wanted to argue and showboat and make wrong and petty stuff. So if you find yourself in that scenario, take the high road. Take the high road. And sometimes get the solution before you get the no. One of my bosses, and you've heard that saying of, I'd rather get no after I've tried. So sometimes you have to go forth and try it, and before you even get permission. Ooh, I don't want to get anybody in trouble here, but you know what I'm saying, especially if it's going to result in success. So you need to get creative, Virgo, and not hold on to your old ways of doing things, because this is going to be intuition, and work with the universe and let it help organize into the path that it should take through the least resistance, because there's a lot of resistance in your cards right now. It's part of your journey. What do you do with all this resistance? That's going to be your choice. I believe in you, Virgo, because you are steady in your head. So you might be the best one to figure this scenario out, even though there's other people that have egos involved. You can go beyond that because you're good at that. Before we do the wrap up, I just want to quickly mention that there are 2 videos for each sign. Also, if you want to look up your sun, moon, and rising, that's a good thing. But each of those videos, there's a general, and then there's a love and relationships. So if you'd like to book a reading, you can do that at www.ctgtarot.com. And if you'd like to spread goodwill and prosperity, there's always a donate support button on the website. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We don't want to lose track of you, and don't lose track of us. Give thumbs up if there's been good content here. Lets other people know that we exist. And please leave your comments, express yourself. Try to be uplifting if you can. And thanks for your support. Happy watching. And so now we'll get back to the wrap up. Thank you. Virgo, let's do a wrap up in the most positive way. So there's chaos. So there's no's. So there's aggression. So you have your intuition. You have your workaround. You have your abilities not to take it personal. You have your levels of grace and forgiveness. You have your environment that you're going to transform. You might be unsatisfied with it. You can transform it. You've got this covered. You've been knocked off balance. You had a loss, sort of a death. It knocked you off balance. That's okay. It's going to make you progress in higher abilities of your intuition and new ways of getting stuff done. It's all going to be positive because you're going to continue to be tested in these areas. Some of the no's and the chaos from other people are going to continue because that's the order of the business that they're in right now. It's not your order of business. You know, when we did the general meeting reading, you were Pentacles, man, trying to get things done and taking the actions to get them done. You can. You're just going to have to find out some new methods. I don't know if it's some new partnerships, new this, new that. I don't know. You're going to figure it out because you're going to do new things that you've never done before. And that's what's positive about this. That's where we're going with this. There are sometimes challenges in life that really propel us into a higher, better self than us. We're going to start doing things that we never even knew we could take on and do. And you're going to get creative, real creative. Sometimes Virgos aren't necessarily what some would say creative because you're so like organized and you've got it down and you can see things clearly and you're like, well, it should go this way. I don't understand. Why don't they just do what I, tell them to do? Because I've got all the facts, I've got all the figures, but these people are being emotional and being chaotic. I know. A lot of times it doesn't make sense because a lot of times people don't want to go the right route. Maybe I shouldn't necessarily call it the right route. You're going to get creative, and you're going to get creative with your intuition. You're going to use other skills and other areas of yourself that are going to blossom, and it's going to be fun. You know why it's going to be fun? Because you're going to make it fun. You're going to make it fun, and if anything, within some of this chaos of these peoples and these, 5 cards that are coming up and everything, you are going to find forgiveness, and you're going to let it go. And you're going to find humor. Because what else are you going to do? Sometimes there's certain jobs and certain situations and certain relatives and certain things that we have that you can't just throw them away. You got to find a sense of humor if you want to get things done and you want to communicate with people and make it work. And you're going to. You're just going to find some new methods. And that's what I'm excited for you. I know you are. It's talking about new things. They're delayed, but they're going to happen. You keep with it. You may have lost parts of kind of like your identity, but that's because you're blossoming into new petals and new colors and new things about yourself, well, that you never knew about. Sometimes a little bit of pressure makes us become even better. And that's what you're going to become, even better. All right. I want to hear the future of everything that you're going to be doing. I'm looking forward to our next reading. All right. Good to you, Virgo. Mush, mush.